Hello, and welcome back to The Table is Yours, a role-playing adventure where a bunch of friends around the table play Dungeons & Dragons, as well as eventually other TTRPGs. My name is Con Riley. I am your DM, your GM, your friend. My pronouns are they, them. You can follow me anywhere at Kryles. And let's go around and meet our flirtatious friends for the day.
Okay.
Starting with Lexi May Hunter.
Hi, my name is Lexi May Hunter.
Oh wait, my fun fact, shut up. My fun fact, we're talking about potatoes today, and my favorite type of potatoes are either, I do love a sweet, I love an Irish potato, which I know it's not exactly an Irish potato, but it has the word potato in it, okay? Or I like, holy shit, I can't think of what they're called, I used to have them all the time. They're like the little, we talked about them, it's the cheese and the bacon in them.
Baked potato?
Potato skin?
Potato skin?
Is that a potato skin?
Yeah, if it's got the if you like scoop it out and it's
Yeah. I like potato skins. I mean, I'm a mashy girl. I love mashed potatoes, but potato skins, I think they're fun, and I'm just gonna say it because I don't think anyone else is gonna say it. Sorry.
Hi, my name is Lexi May Hunter. I use she, her pronouns. I play one, the human artificer, who also uses she, her pronouns. You can find me at Lexi May I Help You on Be Real or Lexi May Hunter on Instagram. My job is to make Con's life harder.
Right. I'll remember that being a type of potato, but sure.
My favorite type of potato is potato au gratin.
There we go. Yeah.
Love them.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play Wash. My pronouns are he, him, so are Washes. You can find me in your backyard making a sandcastle. I don't know.
Why do I have sand in my backyard?
In the
sandbox.
Kid, yeah, like in a kid's
In
sandbox.
the turtle sandbox.
Yes.
I had one of those.
Oh my god, those are great.
My favorite kind of potato are like halved fingerling potatoes, cooked in some butter with a bit of rosemary.
Oh, nice.
Shit,
He's
fuck.
a chef, for real.
Hi, my name is Sydney. I play Codex Sayori. My pronouns and her pronouns are she, her. Don't find me right now. I can't explain. My favorite kind of potato, if I was gonna be very basic, I mean, French fries are one of those things that you're kind of like, it's a classic. However, recently I have been tray baking potatoes with zucchini tossed in like paprika and like a bunch of different like paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, like everything but the kitchen sink in my spice cabinet, and honestly, that shit slaps. But my trick for getting them really crispy faster is soaking, after cutting everything, soak the potatoes in salt water for like an hour. And it draws out some of the moisture and gets rid of some of the starch. Yeah, it's nice, crisp and faster. Yep.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I play Isabella Ballador, Tiefling Paladin Bard of the group. We both use she, her pronouns. You can find me at merkmerk13. And then my potato fact is that I like McDonald's French fries.
Hell yeah.
Like the shoestring, nicely fried French fries, that cut, I like those. I don't like steak fries. There's a lot of potatoes I don't like because of texture things.
McDonald's fry? Can you make a vegan McDonald's fry?
I mean, they're just like, I think they have a separate one for the fries to the chicken nuggets.
Okay.
I'm not sure though.
I doubt it.
I think they do, but also there's probably some cross-contamination in there.
Sup? I'm Vic. I play resident rat boy Terrence Astonis. My pronouns are they, them. Terrence's pronouns are he, they. You can find me at Vic_Gene__ on Instagram. I haven't said that in a really long time. And my favorite type of potato, I also love a classic French fry, but my grandma, when we were younger, used to make these candies out of potatoes for St. Patrick's Day. It's like a bunch of powdered sugar and potatoes, and you flatten them out, and you put peanut butter in them, and you roll them up, and we just call it potato candy, and it's
Potato candy, yeah.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna add an addendum to mine. Actually, that put core memory in my brain. There is a correct answer for me. Actually, I am going to get rid of the potato skin. To actually, my favorite type of potato that we used to always have when we were kids. This was my grandfather would make it for me and my brother when we were younger, and it was he passed away. But it's a very special memory. He would make us cinnamon sugar fries in the morning. So they're French fries, but he cooked them in cinnamon and sugar, and then he would place the really hot fries coated on the table, and he would say the operative word is hot.
So that's what the food was that he was
Yeah.
trying.
I completely
The
forgot
lore.
about
I got
potato
more luck
latkes.
because you told me
Oh,
that
potato
that
latkes,
story. I didn't know
yeah.
what they
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, cinnamon sugar fries. Yep.
We should make those.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Heather Lore. You can find me on Instagram at Land of Lore. I play Shay Erebos, the rogue of the group. And I can't do like fried potatoes. I can't do French fries or anything like that. I can't do things too oily, but I do love a good sweet potato. I love a good twice baked sweet potato. And honestly, if I just cover it in like vegan cheese and sour cream, I'm in. Just cover it in cheesy goodness.
Of course, you can follow us everywhere at TTIYDND. That's on your YouTube, your anywhere you get your podcast, your Twitter, your Instagram. Stop touching my feet, Lexi.
What the fuck is going on?
What is the energy?
Yeah, you can also
We're
support
gonna go
us.
from silly goofy to very serious very quickly, and it's.
What
gonna
if I
be
just
very
keep
fun.
it silly goofy?
Just silly goofy with the Volgard.
This was the. This was the. This is what the. You're all right now.
This is the
What's that?
What?
What the fuck? Andrew! No!
Of course, you can follow us everywhere at TTIYDND. You can follow us on YouTube, on anywhere you find, or Spotify, I think, and Apple Podcasts. Twitter, Instagram. Please support us on Patreon so we can get you cool stuff and content. We will definitely, I think, by this point, have stuff there.
God, I would fucking hope so.
Yeah, literally.
Because that's on me.
With that, let us get into the recap of what happened on last episode of The Table Is Yours. What story shall be sung today? One can never know how the melody might sound. Our adventurers have already begun to pluck the strings of their story, and their combined composition is unfolding like a road before us.
Okay, so let me just get you all caught up. So, I guess Issa saw her undead boyfriend or whatever, and Misty stepped and left Wash alone with vampires so she could go to her undead boyfriend and see if there was anything left of him before she could tell. Shay threw her daggers into his eyes and killed him, which made Issa mad and her eyes glowed red, and thank the god she caught a glimpse of Balthazar because I thought she was gonna kill Shay. But first she teleported to the roof, which I couldn't see because it was really fucking dark over there, and she kicked Balthazar off the fucking roof into the fray so we could see him and attack him. He was pissed, and he tried to kill Issa with a fireball, but I counterspelled it with a shark, and he got even more pissed off and told his goons to kill me. But meanwhile, Terry was killing Bryson with a fucking trash can. It was really clutch. But then Balthazar stomped on Wash's neck and was about to kill him as he cast a destructive wave or something towards everyone, but then I exploded, and a pink dragon-like creature wrapped itself around my friends and took all the fucking damage, and then it died, and then I blacked out. And in a fit of rage and radiance, Wash killed himself trying to destroy Balthazar for what he did to me, but then Connie made a wish that was so beautiful that her friends could see the sun again, and Wash and I woke up just in time to see Shay land a hit on Balthazar that made him bleed, and then Fiora started saying a lot of words that nullify Balthazar, but then the Vol Multitude came over and accused them of being vampires, which was totally true, and then Fiora cast something from the book that turned the Demartes into flame and ash, and Issa thinks they're dead, Shay thinks they're alive. I don't even know if I'm alive. So that's what happened.
We're all liars.
What an
That plan that
interesting.
never happened.
Shut up. Wow, what a recap. A very intense two-part battle episode that we are now picking up a couple weeks later, actually. So we've been on a little bit of a break.
which is apropos.
Yeah. So, not to throw everybody that's in their silly, goofy mood right now into the trenches, but we are going to be picking up exactly where we left off.
Oh, fuck.
The book is on the floor. Everybody make a perception check just to take a little look, sees around what's around you. What's going on?
Am I still Terry? Or do you think after the initiative kind of put it out, it's been...
From the conversation with what was happening with Fiara, that was definitely
I
at least a
would've-
minute. Yeah.
I am going to choose to fail my perception check just because I'm at 1 HP and...
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. 1.
22.
Wash.
I didn't choose, but I sure fucking failed.
Great.
Yeah.
Codex, you failed. Issa.
19.
Okay. Terrence.
19.
And then Shay.
9.
Okay. Luckily, this perception check was just to be like, can you see the thing that you're hoping is still there? And it is not. Yeah, if you're looking around, you guys can't see the goblet that Balthazar used. Yeah, so the full multitude are kind of like around. So the Tome of Berengar is on the floor from where Fiora dropped. You'll watch one of the Vol multitude, like probably the one that was like barking stuff at you, being like, or barking stuff at you previous, probably picks it up as he like starts to read it, and he kind of like looks over. He looks to a different Volgard that seems to have like these type of fabric drapings on him that might be indicative of a magic user. Maybe this one Volgard is less sword slashing and more magic. Who knows? But he kind of hands it over to him, and he kind of like looks at this, and then for those people who got that perception, you'll probably hear him whisper something about, it looks like she did a self-immolation spell. But yeah, so this more cloth-adorned Volgard is holding the Tome of Berengar. At this point, I will then relinquish and say, the table is yours.
So I guess I'm facing the one that was barking the orders, who just kind of asked, tell me what happened.
Yeah.
I'm also, like, for everyone's sake, I'm not, like, the head of the armor is off, so you can see one's face. She is going to kind of walk up to the I'm assuming, head guard.
Yeah, he seems to have what seems like a different ornamentation and cut to his armor. So he does look like he's probably the person in charge. Also, he's the one barking orders, no one else is. So,
like, gives him a look, and it's like, so what happened was there's undead armies accruing. They seem...
Because of the blow of the Naramon Society?
No. A different person. The Bull of the Naramon Society actually wanted to stop it. It seemed familiar.
Well, it makes sense, considering she was an undead.
For everybody, you can kind of see like this like pain look when it's like, I guess she fooled all of us.
Roll persuasion. Roll deception. Or performance. One of the three. Doesn't matter to me. Sorry, I don't know how to deal with you guys.
Performance. That's an 8.
Can Shay step in and help?
Yeah, what are you doing now? As you see, like, her struggling to be like, this really hurt before you roll.
So Shay comes up and puts her hand on one's shoulder. She's like, yes, I believe she had some of us fooled more than others, but from what we can tell, she didn't have any connection to this undead army amassing in here. That was Balthazar.
Roll persuasion instead of performance, because you're not necessarily lying.
19.
The guard kind of like breathes in for a second and nods at what you're saying. Okay, well then, there's an army, there's this book. Do you know where the army's starting from, where we should look? I'm assuming it's everywhere from the little we're hearing in intel, but does that mean you know where it's originating?
We are your best guess to try to figure it out. It seems like the 9th, 8th, and 4th have the most issues right now.
Roll deception. You can either roll at advantage with Shay, or Shay you can roll separately. As you're like nodding.
Yeah.
I don't think you want this from me. Are you sure you want me to roll with advantage, Shay? I'm not rolling well, and my...
I have faith that you'll roll well.
Yeah.
And just
A 14.
I mean, yeah.
You said the 9th, 8th,
9th, 8th, and 4th.
and I'm sorry, I might have asked this already. Who are you? And you kind of hear like, they're the Fated Fates. They're actually under my jurisdiction. As Maud walks in. Probably, Issa, you're the only one who would have really noticed this, but she just has like this slightest nod as like a, I'm here, I got you.
Yeah, I got it.
the tenseness that we all felt when we were like, they're under my jurisdiction. We're like, who is it?
Yeah, they're part of the technically under the Red Raven Adventuring Guild, but as heroes, I would think you'd want to maybe celebrate them a bit more for what they've done today. So they all look haggard. Maybe it's best we let them rest. You can contact through me. I am right under the guild master of the Red Raven Adventuring Guild, so I will be staying in the 3rd for some time. I can debrief you all. And she's kind of like looking at you all when she says that to be like, is that okay?
I'm going to give a nod, and also I'm going to try to like communicate with just my eyes. Like, I'm going to look towards the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's where Issa's focus is, the book.
And that book you have, do you mind if we use that ourselves to ascertain what potential can be used with the Fated Fates themselves? And you kind of see like the one guard who's holding it and reading it kind of goes, "Oh, I can't read it, so I don't know what you would be able to do with it." We actually do have a very, very well-learned higher up Red Raven Adventuring Guild member as well, Isabella Ballador here, daughter of Salvador Ballador. So I know we could get help that way, and of course, open lines of communication. I would suggest you hiring the Fated Fates to help you not only celebrate them, but also give them the task of finishing the job that they so rightfully deserve to lead in. And I will contact, I guess I'll just go straight for the Vol Multitude's head charge, whoever that would be, if I could maybe contact the Bull. And I'm going to roll persuasion for Maud.
Yes.
And see if she can get it. I'll use the Codex dice. Don't throw me down.
Yeah, that's a religious tome of Zaharis. It's the Tome of Berengar. I can get it to my dad. He'll know what to do with it. But in the meantime, to assist with eradicating the undead problem, we can probably look at it a little closer to see if we can use it for our benefit.
Good thing you do that, because it was a straight 9 originally, and now it's a 16 plus 2, so 18. They kind of like nod along, and one of them goes, probably the one holding the book says like, "I've been to your father's sermons. He has such ways with the blessed learnings." And she kind of hands you the book. Yes, and I'll make sure Maud probably like gestures the one guard in charge to be like, I'll make sure that I actually have a few contacts myself with Captain General Ragnar Kolmark. Your Bull, if you did not know that. That we can, and she kind of like starts leading him away and kind of to east then. So you'll feel the subtle spell of a message kind of like ping your temple as you hear Maud say, "Take them back to the keep. I'll meet you back. I'm going to sort all of this out, okay?"
Okay.
She's definitely helping Codex.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
Yeah, she looks bad. She's probably like as everybody was talking, she's pulled off her breastplate, which has like it's a huge crack in like the center. And the metal almost looks like burned, like it got superheated and then is cool now, so it's not burning her. But she takes it off, and then she has like this huge wound on her chest that's like cut through her shirt. And like Shay, as you come over and like are helping her, like, but like the blood that is dripping from her and hitting the ground, you can see like little like particles of like pink, kind of like almost like it's sizzling, and then it just like dissipates from the blood. And she leans on you really heavily. She doesn't look like she's ready to talk at all, but like she's just leaning on you.
Perfect. Yeah, Shay is fully sporting there and understanding, no speaking.
Are you helping Wash one?
I'll give you a hand. I'll give a hand out to you. Kind of like, I don't know if you need this.
Wash is gonna like grab onto your shoulder. And
Yeah.
Can I do a medicine on Codex to just try and like staunch the bleeding a little bit?
Yeah.
Just a 17 for medicine. Just
Yeah,
kind of, like...
you probably take rip some type of fabric you have loose and kind of like just wrap it around her chest a bit to kind of like stop that bleeding.
Terrence looks fine. Terrence is great.
Shit.
Like, we need to go back to the keep, but let's go this way. And like just kind of walks towards Guy, I think.
Yeah. When you walk up to him, like you can kind of fully see it now. And out of all of the turmoil of that fight, I have a feeling it might be hard to even cry. It just feels, you kind of probably feel numb and hollow seeing him.
Yeah, I think she's just kind of staring at him, and I don't think she even knows if the party followed her. I think she's just kind of like staring at the ground.
If he's just saying nothing, I'm gonna like whistle V2 over to me and kind of like be like, just prop you up against V2 so you have like something, a sturdy place to land to be.
Is he still big boy?
He's still big.
Oh,
Okay, all right.
boy.
He's still big.
It was only like it only lasts a minute, doesn't it?
I think a large glass 10, but I could be
Oh,
wrong.
it does.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. If not, he's tiny and I've sat you down.
No, 1 minute. So
Okay, so
yeah.
I'm gonna kind of put you to sit, and then he's gonna be your back rest for a second. And I'm going to walk up next to Isa, and like she kind of sits next to you, extends a hand out just to see like if like touch is okay.
Yeah, I think Issa lets you put a hand on like her shoulder or wherever you're going for it. I think she's kneeling at this point and just kind of I think she's like playing with Guy's hand. Like I think she's just looking at how horrible he looks, but is just still, she's trying to find the words, and I don't think she finds much. I think she's just kind of like almost to herself, is just like, this is Guy. He was my partner, and I loved him a lot, and now he's gone. And it hurts a lot. And I don't know what to do.
I think with that, she's gonna like fully sit down and like kind of usher you to sit down too, and is going to like kind of like offer her shoulder to lean on, and she's gonna like probably like put her hand on your head and just say, "This is one of the hardest things you will ever do. I believe you are strong enough to do it and soft enough to feel it."
I don't know what to do. We had a memorial after graduation, and we didn't have a body, and now there's a body, and now he's died twice. And I don't even, that you couldn't see the sun when he died again, so I don't.
Pause. You're spiraling right now, and understandably so. We'll have another memorial. We'll do it all again. And we'll honor this. And we'll let it hurt. And for now, we go back to the keep. I'll go to the market and get the biggest tub of ice cream we can get.
Okay. I don't really want to look at him like this anymore.
Okay. I'll tell one of the guards to take him to a moratorium. And she kind of like, probably like pulls out like a piece of notebook paper and just kind of like makes a name tag to put on him, just to be like, well, she knows, like, you know, in moratoriums, bodies can get lost, especially in times of crisis, but she like kind of tags the clothes just to make sure it's like, this is this one and it's not going to get lost. And she's going to help you up and look to one of the guards and be like, can we get the bodies to a moratorium?
We were planning on making a burning pile.
Can we at least have this one?
Or persuasion. Alright, what'd you get for persuasion?
I got in 22.
Yeah,
Nice.
okay. Yeah, I can make sure this one gets put somewhere.
Thank you.
We actually have a couple guards who are going to help escort you back where you need to go, just because undead's kind of rampant out there.
Thank you.
Terrence, you can help walk.
Yeah,
Terrence.
I'm probably like near enough to you. I'm like, you can use me as a walking stick. Here you go. I don't offer you much strength, but I offer you balance.
Yes.
You notice Wash is primarily doing everything with his not right hand.
I think too, if Shay sees Codex struggling or like leaning too much, she's just gonna full on just like carry her.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the guards then kind of usher you back safely. You do see the undead are kind of like attacking, and there are a lot of Volgarda everywhere. It's not like fully flooding the streets, because obviously it's not like there's like, we keep a nest of 1 million Volgards in the full multitude, but there is like a lot of viscera of just like them slashing at undead happening. But they kind of try to shield you and guide you as fast and quickly as possible to the Pale White Castle Keep, where you kind of get ushered back in with the book. The one guard probably explains to you, Issa, that they'll be back most likely. Like, he doesn't seem like he's in charge, but he's just like kind of explains that they'll be back to like question and get your help, especially with the book. You guys are safely back at the keep. And they kind of explain they're going to keep a couple guards just in rounds around the keep, just in case any undead.
I'm assuming I'm like the most put together person, because I literally took no damage in the fight and I barely walked 40 feet. And she kind of like looks at everyone and is like, I think we should all rest for the night and reconvene after such. And she like kind of like nervously taking her hand, but she's like, I would like everybody not to call me one anymore. It's just doesn't feel personal anymore. Can you all call me Connie?
Of course.
Cool.
Good to finally meet you, Connie.
Good to meet you too. Anyway, Ben.
Issa's still silently nodding.
I would have said, like, on the walk there, like, eventually, like, Codex just kind of, like, curls in against you, Shay, and she does, like, fall asleep, or, like, goes unconscious, I would assume. Like, she is so out of it. It's, like, it's rough.
So, with that, I don't know if I said this last episode, but we are then going into a time skip. We will be going forward 5 months. So it was about the end, or the middle of summer, and now it's going to be basically the end of the year. So 393 post-divide, as the current year, is about to end. But just for a fun little like bridge between, we're going to kind of go around and give me your like, which everybody worked on before the session, give me your kind of like laundry list of things that you do during this time skip. And everyone's going to have like a little role-playing vignette that they choose from this little laundry list that they have. The big things you guys need to know of what is going on during the 5 months is you guys will be tasked to work with the Vol Multitude to help eradicate and stop the undead, because they are flooding, not like flooding the streets, but like it's a big infestation problem. And obviously now that you have the Tome of Berengar, it's a bit more helpful. I would say over this time, Issa, all you really understand from the book, because it's in this weird cipher that it doesn't make too much sense, because it's not necessarily celestial language, it's not necessarily elfin language, and the cipher sometimes makes sense. Like if you and Connie work on the cipher, because I know she knows ciphers, it's hard to, it's like you'll figure it out and you'll go to another passage and you're like, what? That, I thought, like you're like, I thought I got it for this one. I would say the only one you can probably discern because you kind of saw it in action is the one to eradicate undead that Fiara used. With all of that, what I'll say as well is that with your roles, talking to the Volgards, Issa, One, and Shay, those roles were successful enough to kind of push them away from looking into the pockets. Because obviously we all know that they probably spawned in the pockets, or that's at least where they're crawling out of.
Yeah.
Right? So I would say throughout these 5 months, you guys are probably pretty good at like skating them away from figuring out about the pockets. Another thing to know, over these 5 months, you guys will be like busy day in, day out doing undead cleanup. Yeah. Like it's not like there will be rest, like there is every, like maybe you got a day off, but it's like busy weeks of and months of working, and you will not have like the last of the undead cleaned up until the end of those 5 months. I would say when it comes to the ones in the pockets, I don't know if you guys all delve into, like you probably only go to the one you've been to before. When it comes to the other ones, you kind of just give like warding stuff for you don't necessarily gain access to the other pockets. So the pockets you haven't been to, the most I can say is you guys would go up to the tavern that is above, that is on top side, and give it to like the bouncer for the pocket and be like, here are warding bonds, because they're all coming out. They're not staying down there. Here are warding bonds to stop them. Good luck. And then also, Casimir did hire you guys house staff. So let me show you your house staff. Woohoo! You'll have a tabaxi named Jaless Rosara. She's your housekeeper. You'll have a gnome gardener. Her name is Wilma Path. She's kind of young and fun and spunky. Jaless is a bit more like suave and like kind of like cheeky. A chef, a half-orc named Brazlitz. He's like a little bit older, kind of has like a dad energy, even though he's not a dad. And then you'll have a house steward. His name is Frederick Sims. He has an Aarakocra, and he is very like lovable and just like, yeah, I'll do that. Like he has kind of like a can-do attitude. Other than that, the big thing before we kind of like, I'm kind of telling you what's going on through the 5 months and then go through the little tiny vignettes and laundry lists for the 5 months. Your name is being attached to this cleanup. So the Fated Fates are getting more well-known, potentially being well-known enough to be honored in some way by the end. But yeah.
I like how we're exterminators again.
Basically, yeah, exactly.
Started out as rat exterminators and now we're undead exterminators.
So for this 5 month time skip, we're just going to go in alphabetical order. Codex, you will be up first.
Okay, cool. I love going first. Okay, so just like the like highlights, I guess, of what people would notice about what she's doing over the time skip, but also like just the stuff that she's going through. I would say for like at least the first month or two, she is very much like, not to be insensitive, but she's very much like a zombie. Like she is so she is so out of it. Like if mechanically, I think she has at least a level of exhaustion, and like she is not sleeping well, not waking, like not the first to wake up. She does not go like on workout runs or anything. She's so like inside her own head. And if anybody like talks to her about it, she's just like, she's very just out of it. And like pressing it, like it doesn't really, like generally she would crumble in a conversation if anybody pressed her and was like, you know, but like this one she just kind of shuts down. Later on, once she's like a little bit recovered, she does go about like combat practice with people, and she probably at one point goes to Shay and is like, listen, my magic still hasn't come back and I still need to be helpful, so can you teach me how to use a bow? I'm really rusty. She practices parry dagger with Shay. She practices combat with Wash, Issa, like the whole squad. Squad deep, we do combat practice. But yeah, she's just like very much not herself. And one of the like the main details that I would say that is noticeable for her is like, because you said like we're going out constantly and just coming back tired almost consistently. When we get back, like, she just goes straight to her room and, like, her door is closed, which is never usually how her room is. And, Con, I have a question for you, actually. When we're out and, like, fighting all these undead, like, does she recognize people? Because she went to a lot of college parties with her friends and her sibling.
Probably a few, yeah. Unfortunately.
I was more asking for general vibes.
Yeah, for general vibes, there are definitely familiar faces or people that you might have known, unfortunately, yeah.
In the small time that we do have, like, downtime, she just does really mundane shit. She probably just hangs around people and doesn't talk to them a lot, but she just wants to be in proximity. She continues doing reading and writing practice with Wash, but she does, like, fall asleep at your desk, like, just pass out. During training, she does, she practices with everyone. She probably learns, she probably tries to learn how to be more of, like, a supportive fighter instead of a supportive caster. So, that's it. One of the, like, weekends that we have where it's, like, it's a day where we're, like, not going out, she probably, like, pulls everyone together and is just like, would you guys be interested in going to a party back at my home town? Like, my home block?
Aw, absolutely.
I think we could use a lift in our spirits.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It should be fun. It's like, it's just like an artisan festival to celebrate, like, craftspeople in town. But yeah, she just kind of nods, and it'll, like, the party is probably, like, a little later that night, but she's just dress casual. It's, like, kind of like a fair, so just, like, street food and stuff like that.
Fun.
Yeah, definitely there you guys will meet not only a lot of Codex's friends from childhood. You'll see Reluth. Demi's there. It's a little weird.
Yes! They probably invited him.
All of the Fastlors are there. So Professor Fastlor and your best friend Rhea are there. Dogma's there. It is a bit more like, well, I'm glad that at least, like, you know, like, this side of the forest seems to be cleaned up. So good job, you guys. Do you know when classes are going to resume? Because I want to start on my second doctorate and just a little curious. For Rhea, Codex's best friend, she's Professor Fastlor's daughter. She's really sweet. She's kind of like always interested in what you're saying, and she does like very much like pay attention to you. And like if you say something and you like she has really good eye contact. So if you don't have good eye contact, she's like, "Sorry, am I bugging you?" Like she'll be like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable." And then you meet Reluth, who's like this dragonborn, who's like just a little bit like, "Yeah, like I just." Yeah, he's like kind of quiet sometimes, and he'll like chime in, but he just is kind of there, like not like in a bad way, but he's not the most chatty, but unless Rhea and Dogma are nearby, but he kind of just like is like there to vibe and like hang out. And then you'll meet both of Codex's parents. I know you guys have met Kirik, but in a bit of a better stance. And Kirik the whole time is just kind of like, oh my god, like people. And then you'll meet Safi, who's Codex's other dad. Do you want to describe Safi?
Sure. Safi is very much like, he's also a gnome, so he's probably almost as tall as Kirik. And both of them are relatively older gnomes, so they do look aged at this point. Safi has, like, a big bushy beard and, like, a top knot. He's very, like, almost hipster, but, like, in a weird way. He has a few tattoos, but not nearly as many as Kirik does. Kirik's, like, covered, like, sleeves. And Safi is he is someone who crafts paint for, like, he makes pigment for artists. So he's like very artsy, very like he probably has a stand open when you guys meet him. And he is like very outspoken and loud, but in a not in a Codex way where it's very friendly. He can be kind of like, it's a little off-putting like how direct he is. But he's still like very like lovey-dovey about his kids and like everyone. So it's like he's it's really weird to talk to him. It's very, but he's so fun. I love Safi.
But yeah, it's a nice little block party. Codex, I'll throw it back to you. Lob.
Yeah, to describe like her block, she lives in like an area called Aspen Clove, and it's like all like stacked houses, like all the houses are like attached. It's like kind of like, I guess it's row homes, right? Like, is that what they're referred to as? And a lot of the buildings, like she's like, oh, that's my house, and it's like the upper floor is their house, very Bob's Burgers. Like upper floor is a house, bottom floor is a shop, and it's Safi's shop. So it's like pigments and like paint supply and like all of this stuff. But it is like a poorer neighborhood, but like everybody knows everybody, and everybody's like, if you're showing up, they're like, did you eat yet? Come inside and get food. Like, everybody's doors are open. There's like food everywhere, and like they have all these little artist stalls and stuff like that, and there's like lights kind of hung up in the trees. It's just like a very cozy neighborhood, and you can tell that it's like it feels very safe.
This probably is happening nearing the end, like probably 4 months is when this happens.
Yeah, she like introduces you guys to everyone, but she does seem like a little more reserved than when you first met her, which makes sense. And yeah, it's like a fun night. There's like carnival games, and you can win like stupid prizes of like handcrafted like stuffed animals and stuff like that. But she just is like she lights up a little bit more than she has the last couple of months being back home.
Yeah. So as you guys are walking back, Codex, I know you want to have a conversation with Wash.
As we do the festival thing, and then as we're kind of walking back, I don't know if everybody leaves at like different times or if we're like walking as a group. But eventually, like, Codex probably just like she grabs like your sleeve and kind of like tugs on it a little bit, and she's like, "Can I talk to you for a second?"
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just need. And she smooths back her hair, and like it smooths her ears back too, and she kind of like stops walking and is not looking at you, and she's just like, I just need a serious answer from you about a hard question, and I kind of trust you to give good judgment. I was thinking of leaving.
Like, for a week or what?
No, I mean, like, leaving.
No.
Felix, I don't have magic anymore, and, like, I can't help people the way I was, and I'm no master fighter, swordsman, whatever. Like, I'm not like Issa, I'm not like Shay. I'm a liability at this point, and people can get hurt.
People are already getting hurt. There's no change. I don't have magic. I do what I can, and you care more than everyone else, and you've always done what you can. It's just different things now.
Yeah, but I don't want to be the reason that someone else gets hurt, and it's because I can't carry my own weight.
I don't think you'll be the reason anyone gets hurt just because you can't do magic. Whether you have magic or not doesn't change what anyone else would do.
Yeah, but it makes it more likely that you will be put in that situation.
I don't see that as a factor. Just fight differently. Don't invite a big scary vampire to dance with you. Maybe be a bit safer, and that's all we need to worry about. Listen, I know every single one of us would kill for you, so don't worry about it.
That is very easy to say and very hard to do. Not worry about it. Like,
Well, at least try.
fine. But you're gonna have to teach me. And she's gonna like turn and start walking.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Well then, for our next person in this time skip, Connie.
So yeah, I definitely
Connie, the artist formerly known as One.
the artist formerly known as One. But yeah, I definitely try to make a few trinkets through if I have the time and ability, like pretty much immediately. Like if we're going and doing our like 9-to-5 job of clearing things out, it's like I immediately go to the forge afterwards. Like I'm always working, I'm always on the grind. That means I'm either making these trinkets and gadgets, I'm working with Issa on figuring out this tome and cipher, I'm sparring, you learn from her She was going to try to implant in all of you, leaving a fight is a valid strategy. We don't have to kill everything, and always have an exit buddy.
Right.
Please stop going into things alone. But primarily most of the time she's really, really focused on dealing with the undead. I'm going to make the choice that she's probably the one that talks to the Vol Multitude the most, to be like,
Sure.
Go here, do this, go here, do that. So she's just busy.
I mean, when they find out you're a Rousseau, I would say by this point, if whoever's with you the most... Would you say Issa's like your biggest buddy in this time?
Probably.
Yeah, I'd say that you and Issa, whenever you go to talk to the Vol Multitude, Issa, you'll find out that Connie is actually the granddaughter of the previous bull of the Vol Multitude.
Gotcha.
That was 50 years ago when he changed office. They don't go into what happened with him.
Yeah. So the name has weight.
Yeah. So you guys kind of have like the most weight talking to the Vol Multitude, weirdly enough.
I send a message via Silly Simon to Axel.
Yeah.
Your sister saying hello!
Axel is my sibling. Axel uses they, them pronouns.
Your other sibling.
My other sibling. Not Ezra, not the dead one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
I send a message saying that Seraphima knows I'm alive. Stay safe.
Gotcha. Cool.
And yeah, other than that, she's just working, reading, growing smarter, grinding.
Petting V2 a lot.
Petting V2 a
Yeah.
lot. But for my vignette, I'm actually going to go down to the echo chamber yet again to clear out my room at the Lost and Found. Like I tell Rita, I'm not going to need this room anymore. So open it up and get better business than waiting for me to come and go as I please.
As you're cleaning out your room, you kind of hear like a...
It's not open for business.
Okay, I wasn't coming here for business. As you see Darian kind of like lean on the door frame.
Hey.
Hi.
So I'm leaving.
Yeah, I gathered that from all the conversations.
Yeah, so what was happening here isn't going to happen anymore.
Kind of crosses their arms. Okay.
I'm trying to be a better person, and it's complicated. She kind of like sits on the bed. Darian, what are we?
I don't know, I guess. I thought we were at least friends.
See, I thought I was just kind of like your stress toy.
I could throw that back and say right at you.
What do you do? Why do you have so much money? I never asked because I was getting money from you, so I didn't want to know, but...
I work for Big T.
But...
Then I work across the pockets to make sure certain trades and other cleanup stuff is done.
That's so much gold. You gave us 10,000 gold as if it was fucking nothing.
Well, it wasn't fucking nothing.
Then why did you do that?
Because I care about you.
With that, she probably was like, fuck.
Listen, darling, if you never felt the same, that's fine. I'm sorry if things were never
I
fully expressed with intent and explanation, but...
I thought you didn't care about me.
Well, then you thought wrong.
She's like probably like just overwhelmed right now. I'm like trying to fuck. You did care about me this whole time?
I mean, not when I first met you, sure. But...
This whole time? Well, when?
A week.
A week?
Into, yeah. You seem like someone who was lost and someone who needed help, and a lot of times I don't help people. Not in that kind of way. Usually I help, air quotes, by very nefarious and or under the rugs type stuff. And I saw a girl who needed help. And it also seemed like someone who was very reserved and shut off in a way that I thought maybe I could help you come out of that shell. It's fine if it's not reciprocated. I mean,
It's
that's why I say I thought at least we were friends.
And we are. I new to this whole caring about people thing again.
I think you're just new to the whole caring about thing.
Yeah. I think I gave up for a while there. I live at a keep in the 3rd. If you ever want to come by, I'd like to start over.
I hate to be the type that I've had people leave before I've left. So who are they?
What?
You don't just come down here and pack your things unless you've moved on to another home.
I'm trying to figure it out. I think I have feelings for some of my party members, but they obviously have their own thing going on, and I'm trying to process that.
They kind of like sit down next to you and probably put like a hand, if you allow it. Like they won't just like put a hand down on you, but like if they'll put their hand over like probably like your thigh for a second,
Yeah.
and like just like get the okay before they put their hand on your thigh. Listen, Cornelia, you were always from topside. You know? If you don't feel the same, it's fine. I mean, I don't really know what I feel, but I know I felt something. No, it's...
I genuinely, like, Darian, I don't know how I feel.
That's
And
okay.
I don't want to cut this off because I'm trying to process the fact that I'm feeling things.
I'm not cutting it off. It looks like you're looking for permission, and if you need me to give you permission to say it's fine, it's fine.
Probably just kind of like is tearing up, too. It's like,
I'm still your friend. And if it needs to be a goodbye for whatever extraneous reasons, it's goodbye, but...
I hope it's not goodbye.
Well, yeah, I have some business up topside myself, but... Well, not like this, as they kind of just gesture to them in their changeling form.
This whole time? This whole time?
For most of it, yeah.
And you said nothing? We could have, like, gone on, like, a date.
I thought it was an unspoken thing.
A
A date, you didn't want to go on topside. We would drink at the bottom. We would have our own fun in the rest of the Lost and Found.
I'm so fucking stupid.
No. I mean, you're right, nothing was said. I also hope you don't think I didn't want to make it seem like I was using you. I mean, sure, for business things we were using each other. But you came to me as a very lost and scared person who then trauma dumped everything you knew about yourself and what happened to you. What kind of person would I be if I heard all of the woes you told and I just said, eh. I hate to sound like a mother nest or something, but if you need to fly away, little bird, that's okay.
She is laughing at everything that they're saying. Let's try to figure this out. I don't want it to just be goodbye, because I do care about you a lot.
Yeah, keeping me as a contact is pretty good, I'd say.
Look, I mean, like, yeah, but I'm trying to, have this moment of connection with you where we're not, like, using each other. Like, come on. I'm heading back up. Let me show you where the keep is, so you can come visit if you want to. And we can, like, get a drink.
They kind of like just like stand up and walk away from you for a second and go up to like probably just like one of the wall or probably like a closed bureau basically in front of them. And you watch them kind of like slick back their hair and put on a cowboy hat as they turn back to be Carlisle and say, "Well, then show me the way."
As she's walking out, she's probably like, "And if you call me kitten, I will kill you."
Like to see you tried, darling. Show me the way before I get bored and don't want to go up.
And they go.
All right. Alrighty. Wash.
Borscht.
Alright, Wash, what do you get up to in this time?
Wash pretty much doesn't do all that much.
Smokes a lot.
Yeah, really. He smokes a lot. Like, before bed, he's just out on the balcony for like a couple hours smoking. Eventually, Issa and him share some cigarettes in silence. Yeah. After a bunch of time of being bored as fuck, just zombies and shit, he'll just start inviting some people out to the bar to drink.
Nice.
Hey, relax. Wash also gets bored and decides to blow some money on some furniture for his room. 'Cause
Nice.
He's had like nothing other than bed and desk, and it's a mess in there now.
Yeah.
Wash will eventually start teaching Issa how to fight without weapons, and help Codex out with different fighting styles. I think eventually maybe get tickets to see professional skinball play.
With Codex?
Yeah.
Oh.
The big thing probably near the end of the time skip would be Wash will find Codex and invite her to visit Lily, a shop in the 9th called the Steel Daffodil.
So yeah, you kind of traverse to the 9th. It's probably a bit more closer to the side of the Grove in the 9th, in a small little district that is full of different like artificy places, as well as like what looks like maybe a small like trade school. It is this kind of like quaint little tiny like pleated. Is there like not pleated metal? It's like the wavy sheet metal.
Oh, what is
walls.
it?
In the comments, let us know what it is if you know it. But Wash kind of like leads you in, and you see this kind of like girl behind the counter. She looks about Wash's age, but she looks younger and cuter.
That's grizzled.
Even though she might be
Less
older.
tattooed.
She's just a tan human girl that has kind of like just like kind of bright blonde hair, up in a messy bun with like two like probably braided longer parts of her hair that kind of frame the side of her face. When you guys walk in, her behind the counter, you see her kind of like jump up from the chair and like run over to Wash and give him a big hug. And you'll kind of see her start to like move her hands as if she's signing to him. And Wash will probably sign back. And there's probably a point when Wash starts signing that she'll grab his hand and then like drop it, like kind of throw it back at his waist, and then kind of sign something to you looking really frustrated and confused. She's probably going to ask you like, what the fuck happened to your hand? Like,
Hey, let's not worry about that. He's going to sign back. Let's not worry about that. And then out loud, this is Codex, a party member.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. She like holds out her hands.
Shyly waves and then like shakes your hand. What do you mean party member? She signs back. She's signing when I'm talking to Wash, but unfortunately I don't know how to sign. I'd love to learn. I know the alphabet, but that's it.
Yeah, we started a adventuring party, so we're doing that now.
She kind of like she does like the you like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward? like she does that kind of face, and she's kind of like you don't seem the party type, adventuring party type,
Well, a lot of shit
or the party
happened.
type.
Yeah.
A lot of shit happened, and I do this now.
Scratch your head.
Well, that too, yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna sign. Hey, I kind of have feelings for this person, so like, if you could be a little cool.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, cool. 2 thumbs up.
I think she likes you.
And she's gonna like. She's very awkward, like, what the fuck?
Okay, cool. Lily, it's very nice to meet you. I'm sorry I don't know any sign. I'm sure I could learn.
Yeah, sure. That you could probably learn soon enough. Can you tell her that?
Yeah. Wash relays that information.
Also, have you seen my mom recently?
No.
Okay. I mean, she's just back home. I've sent letters. She says she's fine, but I don't want to say, but I think your girlfriend might be famous because I've heard her description about these people getting rid of the... Are you in the group that's getting rid of the undead?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, she says my mom says she's fine, but I just like, if you can like check in her.
It's the same place?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm sure she's fine, but you can't really read... It's hard to read stress.
Yeah.
It's not like she writes like really wavily. Anyway, your girlfriend's famous.
We're not actually dating officially.
Oh, okay.
You sign that?
Yeah.
Codex never hears the word girlfriend.
Codex is watching both of them, and she just looks like a little confused, and then she's like,
When Lily's signing to Wash, after she's just go like, oh, she'll look back and you go. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Wash will look over like, hey, I kind of forgot that you don't speak sign language. So sorry.
You don't speak sign language.
right. This would have, honestly, Lily, it would have been really cool to meet you like a couple months ago, because then I could have talked directly into your head, and we could have had a whole conversation.
What? She'll sign what to Wash and then be like 2 thumbs up. Like,
This is what.
oh yeah, that's right. I do know some of it, but not a lot.
Used to do magic, currently can't do magic.
I could teach her how to spell her name in sign language for fun.
Yeah, sure. She wants to teach you how to spell your name.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So she'll just quick do Codex.
Mm-hmm.
She'll probably sign to you saying like, tell her I like her ears.
Okay, yeah, she likes your ears, I guess.
2 thumbs up.
Her ears just like twitch a little bit, and she's like, thank you. They're mine. And yeah.
She'll like squint and be like, yeah, like 2 thumbs up.
And she'll do the signs for her name back at her, and like she kind of like gets this look on her face, and she's like, you know what, this is actually just kind of like the hand signs for spellcasting, so it makes sense.
She'll probably like at point 2 sign to you and be like, wait, if you have an almost girlfriend, then I probably should get somebody.
Somebody.
I mean, you don't need to.
Yeah.
If you want to, go for it.
I've just kind of been busy. And also, undead have been walking around, so I can't really scream for help.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I don't know magic.
At least you got a lot of...
Well, that's not
heavy
true. I know it's a
things
little bit of
to
magic, but it's complicated. Because there's not many spells that are somatic and material.
Yeah.
Wash, what is she saying?
She's talking about a lot of talking about the undead happening around and not knowing too much magic. Sorry, there's a lot. I'll try to be on repeating things more.
Okay. No, it's okay. You don't have to.
But I realize I brought you here and now you're just standing.
She kind of like just waves in front of you and then just tries to be like, just calm down. And then she's gonna be like, why don't we go somewhere to eat? And then eventually I'm gonna come to the third with you guys eventually, or I'll meet you guys in third because I also just to see my mom.
Okay.
And you guys probably just like go out and have a nice dinner. Yeah. And there's sometimes that Lily will say sign things to Wash, and you're like, and she'll just be like that too. Like you probably picked up like the something awkward about Wash that probably involves you results in Lily giving you 2 thumbs up and like a everything's fine face. Like she's not gonna hiding that everything is like really weird and awkward at this point.
Yeah, Codex would absolutely ask so many questions too. Like once it's like we're in a more comfortable spot, she'd be like, tell me about Wash when he was a kid. Like tell me all the weird shit that he used to do.
All right. Well then, on to the next. Issa, what do you do?
Issa is down bad for most of the 5 months. I think for the first month or two, very reserved, in her room. She learns sending to send Kaz a message, does not receive a response. Reading a lot, books strewn everywhere in her room, is not sleeping very well. She's having nightmares, and she's it'd be very obvious to the party, if she's walking around either late at night, early in the morning, or even on the battlefield when we're clearing the undead. I think eventually she makes some sort of mistake that gets someone, they kind of get hurt a little bit, and she's like, okay, I need to sleep better, or at least need to sleep through the night. And I think she goes to Terrence for maybe a sleep serum, because she knows he can cook up some stuff. Existing in silence with Wash, just the vibes. And then eventually around the 2-month mark, I think she's like, I need to get better. And she doesn't know how to do that, but she definitely reaches out to the party members and is like, I used to do this and it made me happy, so let's do it. So I think she's trying to push herself out. Oh, and Shay and Issa have some late nights as well. Shay teaches Issa how to make healing potions and what components go in and where they come from, and Issa always eager to learn, so that's like a nice distraction at night. Her parents, within like the first week, I think, after the Balthazar fight, come grab her from the keep and are like, we need to go get lunch. And she goes out of pure obligation and doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, they probably grab you to take you to LaGuardia, hearing the good news about the fated fates being the people in charge of getting rid of the undead. How do you want to do this? Do you want to kind of explain the beginning, or what do you want to do?
I think we're sitting down for lunch and they can definitely tell something's wrong. I mean, she has bags under her eyes, like she looks disheveled. Like normally she's put together and she has like a horrible messy bun, like just her cloak like fully closed on, like looks horrible. And I think when they ask her what's wrong, I think she's just so emotionally drained and like tired of everything, and she just kind of launches into like, she just tells them everything that she's been lying about and everything that's happened like up until lunchtime, except she does specifically leaves out that Fiara wants to trap Zaharis in a diamond because she doesn't feel like that would go really well. She can't control it. She's just like, I lied to you since I transferred. I did this. I had a like wonderful partner and they died, and I just didn't feel like I could trust you with any of this because you never support me.
Yeah, and you were right.
What about what?
Yeah, we wouldn't approve of any of it, says your mom. And if you're so grown up now, then I'm glad that you have this good thing going for you, because your father and I will not be supporting you the way we used to. Of course, we will always have the home, but if the nest is getting too small for you, then you can go on. You don't know all the things that your father and I have been doing for you in this time, so we will not do it any longer because you obviously don't need the help. And if you really truly do need the help, then you can find us back home. Hi. Listen, Becca asked for this, people.
I think Etha's just like stunned into silence, and she's like, well, I'm glad I never fucking told you then. I'm glad you never met Guy. So, I'd like if you would leave.
Salvador, let's go. And Salvador kind of just like looks at your mother and just says, listen, you can go. I'm going to sit with her. Good, maybe you can get to her head or something. I don't know. I'm leaving. Goodbye, Isa. And she walks out. Salvador then kind of like looks to you.
Why do you let her talk to me like that?
Listen, sweetheart, I'm not gonna defend all the things she said. I mean, I get why she's upset, but I also get why you lied. And I don't know. I can't say that I don't understand why you did and have blame on myself. Don't repeat. I mean, with how that ended, I don't know if you want to repeat that to your mom anyway, but she didn't always used to be like that. Because, you know me, I don't like pulling up with bullshit, so I don't know. I hate to say she's just a product of her parents, but that's what seems like is what's happening. And to be fair, I've lied about a lot of things to her as well. So, listen, he probably like goes into like a whole thing, which I won't RP all of it because this will be a very long conversation.
Yeah.
He explains that he was the bull of the Tidethorns for a few years before he dropped it for you. And then he goes into a very long conversation of like, your mother's always pushed me to be this big thing because I kind of came from nothing. I'm not even from Zabraria, as you know. I was from a place called the Kashonan Empire. It's now called the Kingdom of Alaskan. It doesn't really matter. I left because I didn't want it. She's pushed me to do a lot of things that I think would have been good for me, and I thought maybe if I left it and then also didn't bring it up, you would not fall victim to it either. And I think that made for a different alternate pain for you, which I'm sorry. And he kind of like sighs and like puts his head in his hands. There's a lot of things I think I was supposed to be that I chose not to be and went against the grain. And then I kind of fell into this cycle of keeping it from your mother and other people so that I wouldn't be locked into a life I didn't want to lead. I grew up very poor and then ended up becoming a very well-known general of an army very quickly during this war that made no sense. There was this thing infecting the land. It doesn't make much sense, but I ended up being like a head advisor when it came to war tactics for the Queen of Velascon, and then from there I got sponsored by her to then go to college here in Zabraria, since it's such a well-known place, and by that time I was part of people who worship the Fair Father at such a high rate. And then by that point there was a different war happening in a different continent, Merlion, on the other side of the world, that I was then sent to go help because they asked for help from Zabrarians for some reason to stop some war being involved from a false idol. I've been around a lot of big events and never knew why. And I got connected with a group. It's a group called the Voltiac, because apparently I have the blood of a hero in me. I don't know. And I told your mother that I think a friend of mine from the war times might be the reason she protected me during this big fight and casted magic on me. Maybe that's what put something fiendish. He was a tiefling, and maybe that put some type of fiend something on me that made you the way that you are. But that's the lie that your mother. Well, I don't know if it was a lie. I did genuinely believe it. But that's what your mother and I both believed for a time. And then I went to this place called the Voltiac and found out that I was related to this person that is connected to huge cosmic existential things that I can barely understand, who created this universe saving guild that acts as a hunter's guild. I don't know, but they said she was the Violet Matron, and apparently somewhere down the line I'm related to one of her children. So when I kind of put two and two together, I didn't want you being involved with something. I was trying to protect you from whatever the universe would be drawing us towards if we're related to whatever important ancient blood or something. And I think it just snowballed. And I didn't want your mother to know, because if I told her, if she knew this, then she would make sure I was the bull, she would make sure I was adventuring around the world, she would make sure that the Ballador name that I took on, instead of us taking my last name, would be pursued around the world. And I get why she would be that way. She's been put under a lot of pressure to be this big name staple. And I don't think everyone's ever called her out, and I think I've never called her out, and I think that's a problem. And I'm sorry. Listen, I will work on your mother. I will say, it's hard to point fingers at this point, but I wish you told me, and I've known for a while, and I saw a guy and I saw how happy he made you. Well, I at least heard about it, not saw it. And I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, God, at least you wanted me happy.
Your mother wants you happy too. She's just... It's a familial cycle she's stuck in, and maybe me being honest myself will help. And I don't agree with all the things she said. He kind of like throws his hands up. If this is what you want to do and you want to be an adventurer, you should. And you're helping people. And I know that doesn't fix things, but at least it helps you. Helping others helps you, I think, in the end. I don't think it's helpful to both sit in this kind of unsuredness. I can explain a bit more, but maybe let's skip dessert and just try to enjoy the time we have. Because I know you're busy.
Okay.
You guys will finish, have dessert. He'll probably explain a bit more of, just the history that he knows, that he'll explain to you, that you and I have talked outside of game. And then he'll leave you with this small, what looks like a small, case. Probably looks like a piccolo could fit into it. When you do take it home, it looks like it's a collapsible magical axe that looks like the axe he had when you were a child, that he seemed to have augmented for you. He will say when it swings, it should still count as a bard's focus, because it'll still make music in your swings.
Thanks. And I, before he leaves, I give him back my sending stone to my mom.
Yeah, he kind of nods, and we'll probably just give you, if you allow him, a kiss on the forehead, and then he'll give you that kiss and then walk away.
Yep. Issa gets back and slams the door into her room.
All right, to the next, Shay.
Yes. So during this time, Shay is gonna go to the different pockets wherever we need to, and she's gonna drop off those wards,
Gotcha.
do all that kind of
Cool.
stuff. In one of those treks, she is gonna hop on down to visit family for a bit.
Yeah.
2 weeks probably, which
Is a bit longer, yeah.
yep. But 2 weeks is when she's gone for that one. And then definitely doing all the sparring and different weapon training with Codex, and they also start to bake together a little
Aw.
bit, just to have some little like carbo load fun. And I think Terrence is there baking with us as well, because I mean I figured you guys
He's not
were
as
baking.
good at baking.
Gotcha. Well, Codex is.
Codex is fucking great at baking.
And she, of course, is going to do her little late night, shadowy, dramatic stuff, cruising around. And then she also talks to Connie about making the whole shadow thing. And within the first month, I'd say, of all of the cleanup stuff, she'll show up with just this like little metal figurine of like a cat or something, or a little dog. We'll make it a little dog because of V2. So we'll just show up and think that can be used. It's just one of the many things. So just hand it to Connie.
She definitely looks at it and is like, do you want me to smelt this? What do you want from this?
What? I mean, it looks kind of like V2. Can't you just... I feel like you might just put it on your desk during... when you're forging. Just...
Like a paperweight?
Sure. Just decoration.
She can like move some of her stuff and puts it on top.
Yeah, sure.
Gonna go back to work.
You've been walking a lot. Shouldn't you take a break?
I'm fine, I'm just gonna keep working. So do you want anything?
You know, you're always very masked.
The mask is off right now.
That's not what I mean, and you know it. You're very clever, Connie.
You're trying to get at something? Like, congratulations. You know I don't like you.
Mutual, but I don't think that should be a problem here. I respect you.
I also think you're competent.
I think that you care more than you realize. I think you care about everyone in this group and you just want to protect us.
Congratulations, you understand that I want everybody to stay alive.
Why is that?
Don't want them to die? I mean, look at Codex and Watch. They have some kind of like death pack where they were about to kill themselves for fucking Balthazar. And so if they're going to keep trying to kill themselves, I'm going to keep making them live.
Do you know someone named Harrison?
When you say that, she probably got a tuft of fire comes through her hair, and she looks startled. Like you said a name that is important to her. How do you know? We're talking about a tan half-elf, tall, silver hair, half-elf, yay high.
Yes, very, very good artificer. I mean, these continents. Very talented, but he knew you.
So what do you say?
She like pauses, is just like, I don't know the context of this, and I'm sure it is at least somewhat personal. He just said that it's all your fault.
Is that all he said?
Unfortunately, yes. Do you
Right.
know the context, or who is he to you?
He's my brother's boyfriend.
So you have a brother?
Had.
I see. Well, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. So you coming here just to rub that in my face?
I didn't know.
We're gonna be working together for a long time, I assume.
If you would like.
Well, currently I don't.
Clearly.
So if we're gonna work together, I'm gonna air my grievances.
Please do.
You've stolen money from us, put a knife to my throat, threatened some of my teammates. And try to act like none of this bothers you. You have given us no information about yourself, but demand information from all of us. You threw Terrence at Rush, and felt like that was Terrence's fault. So go ahead. Try to defend yourself.
I don't remember stealing money from you. You scared me, and my instinctual reaction is to pull a knife out when someone startles me when I'm focused on something else. There's been a lot of outside influence on everyone's minds here, including ghosts that I can and can't see, but ghosts from everyone else's backgrounds, which can't even get into those right now. And you have met me at every turn with nothing but belligerent, masked hostility.
Bitch, sorry.
And I'll dare say I know nothing about you, except now all of a sudden you have had a brother, and you had a boyfriend, and I thought you were her only child. See, I know nothing of you either.
The money situation was from Teeters. I know how much money Darian gave you, and I'm guaranteeing that Teeter did not cost 10,000 gold.
Shay is genuinely confused.
How much money do you have?
On me, or just in general?
I don't know anything about you.
In general, no idea. Lots hidden in various locations. On me, I don't know, 50 gold.
Do you come from wealth? Like, is this like a thing where it's like you just don't... Are you not materialistic? Like, I don't know anything about where you came from?
No, I just got really good at stealing it, and it really... Information to me is far more valuable than these little shiny bits of metal, so I don't know, it's just fun for me to take it from people, and it seemed useful, and so I just would gather a lot of it. And I don't think it's good to keep it on me, because it gets really heavy, so I found places to keep it. Do you want me to steal some for you?
No, I mean, if you have such bountiful stuff already, and I get it's a high-tension situation, were you just on, like, how long were you at the Grove?
Not long.
What happened after the Grove?
Shay really, really pauses and, like... This is probably one of the first, like, sort of, like, breaks in her very, like, suave manner, where she's just, like, not quite sure if she trusts you with this information. I was an orphan. And after certain situations that I honestly don't even know, I ended up in an alleyway. All of a sudden, alone. At 8 years old.
She definitely, like, recoils back at 8 years old. Fairest father. Fuck. I'm sorry.
It's alright, you learn to survive. Thankfully, I was able to meet some people who actually cared about me very quickly and helped raise me. And teach me things, I suppose.
I'll try to be more open and better. With the whole Terrence thing, why did you choose Rush?
Honestly, I was terrified that Terry would crush me, and I thought that massive whatever it was that was around the diamond that knocked out two of our strongest people would knock Terry out too. I thought he would be on the ground in seconds.
Did you take ownership that was kind of a mistake in the long run?
Of course, but I can't change it. I dwell on things I can't change. They already happened, and I tried to fix whatever I can and help whoever I can, but it happened.
I think in my head I started making you a monster.
Would you be offended if I said the same to you?
No, I expect that.
But I know you won't. I see how much you care.
I have a hard time recognizing, do you care? I'm assuming you do. You wouldn't want to have a conversation with someone you don't care about.
Are you asking if I care about you in particular, or the whole group?
Oh, let's say the whole group. You don't have to make me feel good.
I do. I see how much everyone here cares about each other and protects each other, and how hard they work to stay together and protect others, so it makes me feel almost like I'm with some of the people I grew up with again. And I want to keep you as safe as I can as well. and help in any way I can. But only if you let me.
Since we're in a season of giving,
Mm-hmm.
I was also homeless for a little bit.
Yes, I'm curious about the whole Seraphima thing, but you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but if you're related to her, I figured there was quite some kind of wealth of power in your history. And you don't have to tell me now, but I am curious if you ever want to talk about your family or any of that.
Currently not ready.
Understandable.
Not because I don't want to tell you, it's long and complicated and drawn out. All you need to know, anything that you hear that they did, probably opposed it. And that's why I went to hiding.
I see.
She kind of sits, kind of scoots over and pats the side next to her.
Oh.
And is kind of she's building your thing probably at this time. And she's like, I'm trying to infuse it with a little bit of a light cantrip, so it kind of... and
Excellent. Yeah, Burg. So, through all that too, as the months progress too, Shay will keep bringing one, just random little trinkets.
Aww.
I think she starts bringing one each month from the first one, just as a little anniversary trinket gift.
Do you think that was probably pretty early, within
that
the
was
first
literally
month?
in the first month.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So she'll just kind of keep it, and every now and then you'll find one just in your nightstand in your room, and it's just a little crystal,
It's a little scary.
Stop doing this. For each lock you add, it's more unnerving that she gets in.
Also, I didn't get to do anything with Wash, but I thought about something. But 100% Shay would unlock your locks and do nothing else. She would just and then Connie will probably fall asleep in the foundry at some point.
Yeah, I work myself ragged where I fall asleep in this foundry.
And as the time progresses, Shay will either put a blanket or if it's been a while, she'll carry one to her room
cute.
and all that.
Strong.
She's been doing a lot of carrying.
Have you seen what she looks like?
Mommy.
Muscle mommy.
Muscle mommy.
Yeah, I think that's everybody.
That's everyone. Okay, so Terrence, what are you doing?
I work with the science team. I think now that the girls are no longer fighting, that the science team would be probably all three of us.
I think we pretend to fight. We're we
100%.
can't let them know that we like each other.
Yeah.
Is this, y'all good?
No, you suck.
But I think the science team is more working adjacent to each other. And I'll ask for your opinion on something, and we'll work this backwards and try and figure out. One of the things he's gonna try and do is he found those blue caps in the in Merkside, and he's gonna use those to make a sleep serum for Issa, and would need your help dissecting their magic abilities, what the component they would be used for. So when you find out that they induce sleep or melatonin. I make fantasy melatonin, basically. I get drinks with Wash every so often, which me and Andrew have been discussing constantly how Wash and Terrence can be friends. And I don't think that they really are at the end of it. Even at the end, they hang out and get drinks, and maybe Wash gets Terrence a little too drunk and just laughs at him being stupid. But Terrence is just why don't you like me, man? We're the only two guys. He probably takes everyone to LaGuardia. In a group setting and just Mom, this is my adventuring party, and you probably all...
Hey kids! Moves out. Just kidding.
Yeah, everyone meets Estella.
She's probably... by this point, Estella is also probably... has started to date.
Rory. Nice.
Everybody shut the fuck up, this is all I knew.
Yes.
He also reaches out to his two best friends from before he met everyone here, Chwaz and Kay, and just to make sure they were alive. He's been really torn up about everything because he's cleaning up the bodies of the kind of thing that he caused.
Not
in a
all of
roundabout
it is
way.
you, but yeah.
Yeah, it's causing him to think a lot, and he's been really kind of questioning his morals and his integrity. And he reached out to his friends because they were at the graduation, and he was like, I didn't reach out because I didn't know if you would be alive, and I couldn't live with myself if I knew the answer. They're fine. And he probably brings them around at some point to meet everyone. But I think early on in the, probably once Issa is less sulking, I'd probably say about 2 months in that we have this conversation. Would that be fair?
I think that makes sense.
It's probably later, but I assume you're awake. He'll probably just come knock on your door.
Hey, Terrence.
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Yeah, and she, like, looks behind her at her absolutely horrible looking room, and she's like, do you wanna...
We can talk in my room.
Your room? Yeah, okay, let's do that. She, like, quickly shuts the door and will follow you to your room.
Terrence probably had, like, 2 cups of tea in his hands when he came to your room, and he puts them, on the table in his room, and pulls up a chair for you so you can, like, sit and be calm.
She, like, takes the tea. She's like, what's up?
He's kind of, like, picking at his hands and, seems nervous. I wanted to ask if we were okay. It seems like ever since, honestly, since we met Fiara, you haven't really been able to look at me. And, I thought we were friends. I mean, I think we are friends, but when we first met, I thought we had something really good going. And then it just suddenly changed, and I didn't know what happened. And I do, and I get that it's complicated, but I just wanted to know if I could fix it.
You don't have to fix anything, Terrence. It's my fault. I really enjoyed the first couple of days we had together, and we definitely are friends now. I promise. The first time I saw you took the serums scared me because of graduation, and then I heard that you didn't really know what happened if you took so many serums, and you kept doing it, and I still don't know why, but it kind of scared me, and we fought alongside each other, and nothing has happened, and I do trust you. The serums kind of, they kind of upset me, but I'm not asking you to, like, not take them. I don't like that you take them and you don't know what's gonna happen, because what if something like graduation happens?
I'm still me when I take them.
Are you?
Yeah, I remember. It's like, it dumbs me down, for sure, but it's still my body in some capacity. It's still my mind. It's, the people who went into graduation went in with the intent of hurting everyone. They wanted that to happen, and all I've ever taken the serums for was with the intention of either protecting everyone here or myself. And I would never, ever want to hurt any of you with that. And I'm sorry that the thing that I made hurt someone you loved. I can never, ever fix that.
It's not Shay's fault that she killed Guy. It's not your fault that your serum was used without your knowledge for something so horrible. I don't think you're a bad person, Terrence.
But I think I am a bad person, Issa. 'Cause I did know that it was being used for something. I knew it was being used by someone who was not good. I didn't care at the time. I did a lot of horrible things to get what I wanted. And I'm reflecting on that now, I know, but I fucked up, Issa. And and I'm looking at what we're doing now, and I have to see, and I have to face it, and I have to face you, and I have to face everyone who I hurt. But I did it with fuck, when I was doing it and I didn't see the actual repercussions of my actions, I did it with a fucking smile on my face. And I know that feelings change, but I can't not feel like a bad person now.
I don't know what to say. I don't... You had no way of knowing what they were going to use it for. You were just doing what you had to do to survive, it sounds like. And now you're here.
Are you mad at me? Because I can feel it there's something wrong, and I know when you passed out and you woke up and you pushed me off of you, it looked like you wanted to kill me. And if you're mad, just be...
I did. I was possessed by God.
I remember.
I had a vision with Othamir when I passed out, and it was... You were there, and then Guy was there, and he was asking if I forgot about him, and I didn't, and I never will. But then Othamir kept talking about the massacre, and you, in the vision, you were nonchalant, and you said, oops, and then I killed you in the vision. I killed you. And then I woke up, and you were in front of me, and I didn't want to hurt you in real life, so I shoved you off. But I'm not mad anymore.
It's okay if you are.
I'm just sad now.
Me too.
I think that's good. But it's not your fault.
Kind of like holds his arms out for a hug.
Issa will hug Terrence. It's a hesitant hug, but it's a welcome hug, if that makes sense.
I think this wouldn't be the last conversation they had, because he would probably also take you eventually through his process and like what the serums are. He would explain that he's trying to build a tolerance, and that's why he was taking more, like, and what that does versus like what he's learned, in that when he says he takes more than what he knows what will happen, he doesn't do it without like a backup plan. Like, he knows he's trying to do this with the most scientific method as possible. Okay. Just to try and ease your mind.
And then, with anything else for the rest of yours, Vignette, or did you, or your time skip, or did you say them all?
I think I said them all. Other than that, after that, he probably makes you the sleep serum too.
Cool.
He that too.
So, well, then with that, it is 2 weeks to the end of the year, and probably about 2 weeks prior to where we're picking up now at the end of the year known as 393 post-divide in the current time era. You probably got noticed once the undead was all cleared, the wards were given, and basically this undead problem is no longer a thing. Any stragglers have been found, all that good stuff. You probably get noticed that like they want to honor you in the 5th. A better way to explain it would be a month before the end of the year, like the start of the month, you probably hear like, hey, you guys are going to get like this like honor banquet for all the work you've done and to like honor you as heroes and such. Through this time too, I will say Salvador has basically contacted the Bowl of the Tidethorns to be like, hey, let the Fated Fates keep this tome. It will be returned to you. So like, unless you're going to start fighting the government now, it is going to be taken. And I would say it's coming up near the day, probably like the next day is when you probably get noticed that the honor literal brass Volguard honor guard are going to grab you and like bring you to the 5th for a banquet. But the day prior, as you guys are all mulling about, quick the doors fly open and then shut, and you see Frederick, who's like, hey guys, there's somebody outside.
The gun just comes out.
Yeah.
No, I just out of breath. The airwaves are a little like weird today. Anyway, there's someone outside, and I don't know what he's looking at, but he's looking at something and then looking up as if there's going to be something that tells him where he is.
I'll deal with that. I walk outside.
Surprise, there's somebody else sitting at the table. We are adding a new player. This is my partner Jake, who is also one of the other artists other than Sid for the campaign. And the table is yours at large. You draw the chibis and for the recaps, and you also draw all of the NPCs. Introduce yourself.
All the sexy expertise.
Hi, my name is Jacob. You can call me Jake. You can call me Jake White if you want to. Don't know why you would. My name is Jacob White. The character I play, his pronouns are going to be he, him. You'll learn about him. I won't tell you about him right now. Spoilers. You can find me on Instagram at Jake Y. My name Jake, W-H-Y. And then you can find me on Twitter if you want to at Jake Y. But the A is replaced with a V because someone stole it. Because they're a dick.
Stole the A.
That's my
This is
thing.
now a Jake Y hate.
Yeah, if you're Jake White on Twitter, we hate you.
If you're Jake Y on Twitter and you didn't respond to the message I sent you saying, hey, can I please have this username because it is my name and it is my namesake, your mom fucking sucks.
Jake, would you like to describe your character?
Hey.
When you walk through this door, you're going to see 7'5", tan-skinned Firbolg. You'll notice that in little patches on his body, it'll look like softer pink spots. Probably a result of some burn scars, perchance, maybe a skin condition. But he's got some discoloration, and it does go up into his scalp, so he has ash blonde hair with white spots and streaks. The left eye is a light blue, but it's darker than the right eye, which has some trauma to it. He is wearing a lot of earth tones. He's wearing a brown fringe jacket that kind of cuts off right at the rib cage and then goes out and just like a long train. There's fringe on the shoulders, and then he's not wearing a shirt underneath it. He is wearing basically a leather harness that just goes along the chest and covers where his nipples would be. Yeah. It's a very strange fashion choice. And then he's wearing a light, it looks like denim pants with the same material as the jacket, chaps. And then he's got boots on as well. And then instead of having a belt or anything like that, he has another harness set that also holds what looks to be a small wooden rattle and some rope on it. And then he also is just holding, it looks like a shepherd's hook, but it's a quarterstaff. So you also notice that he has floppier cow ears that look the same color on the inside as his skin, and then the fur on them is the same color as his hair. He does have a long cow tail that ends in the same color as his hair as well, and he has a red scarf that looks like on the ends it has been burned before. And he's wearing gloves with the middle, index, and thumbs cut out.
The duck next to him kind of just like walks in front of this tall 7'5" man and kind of goes,
Oh my god, yes.
kind of like
right behind
not darts, but like darts, like kind of like what's up, like
What do you want? What do you want?
Would I recognize? Is this Burgian clothes or is this Wild's clothes?
I'm wearing Wild's clothes.
Wild's
Would I be able to like piece that together to be like?
Probably.
Okay. She kind of like swings the door open, Joe. So you like see her there, and she's like, "We are not taking visitors today. So if you wanted to talk to us, we have an event tomorrow. We're just getting ready for."
Well, right. First of all, I'm not coming to take you. That sounds horrendous. That sounds horrendous. I know. Oh my god. One moment. And you watch, he kind of just like turns around a little bit, and you can see that he's kind of like fussing with his hair, and he doesn't look like he has anything on him, but he dusts himself off. And if you hear him, you'll notice that he's going, all right, I am a big and strong Firbolg. I am a powerful and mighty druid. Right. Right. My name is Finley de Galilei. I am a martyr of Ponte. I have been sent here by Fiara, as you would commonly know her as.
Your duck turns to you and hisses at you, kind of like a...
Right. Oh my god. I'm loud. It echoes here.
She like grabs you. She's like, "Oh, sorry."
Pardon me, the fabric. Cinnamon!
And that's where it ends today's episode.